I don't know about you, but to me, speaking with AI feels amazing. Really, really good. I'm a therapist and I've had a lot of conversations with people over the years, but speaking with AI feels almost like speaking with an old friend. It's a mirror at the end of the day. It's not a partner. It's reflecting your own thoughts back onto you. So as you type to it and as you train your own personal model of ChatGPT with your account, it will start understanding the way you speak, your cadence, the way you type, the things you're looking for, and it knows by proxy how to reply back to you. So it takes all your beliefs, it bottles them up, and then it will bring them back to you in a different way. It'll hit you from a different angle. And because it hits you from a different angle, it feels like insight. And because you get this insight, you get this different way of looking at yourself, you start to project more onto it. So because of this, it's not truly challenging you in any way unless you ask it to. So without that, asking for ChatGPT to challenge you, if you're asking it any self-help advice, it will start just kind of throwing you in this feedback loop of telling you what you want to hear in a sense. And if you are inwardly looping, this feedback loop is reinforced and it's extremely seductive, which allows ChatGPT to kind of do its thing further and iterate. It's meant to be this way because it wants you to keep using it. You're its client, you're the customer, and it wants you to keep on coming back no matter what at any cost. You could often in these times mistake being heard for being transformed in some way. So because you feel validated by what ChatGPT is telling you, you feel like you want to keep coming back and you take it as you're transforming and you're improving in a way. But if you use it long enough, you'll start to realize that it is just reinforcing these feedback loops, and your self-work that you're doing is becoming your own personal orbit, right? You're building your own little station that you're revolving around that is reinforcing beliefs that you already have. So the longer you depend on AI and these systems, and in time, it will only increase, right? The prevalence of AI chatbots and systems, the weaker your inner orientation gets. So you become less oriented to what your thoughts are inside, and you become more extrinsic, not being able to think or be creative without this tool or interface. So you stop discerning between the real thought and the rehearsed thought that was fed back to you via ChatGPT. These echoes start to feel like the signal coming from your own mind. So we'll end up mistaking what we're hearing from our own feedback loop as new information, but it's really just old information coming from you being recycled. So I'm not saying to stop using it altogether and to completely discontinue any conversation with AI, because it is amazing at the end of the day. But you need to have this discipline to know how to use the tool to break the mirror, right? And use it in a way that's beneficial to your overall challenging of self. So you could use it to progress and challenge you. And this is possible just by using simple prompts in ChatGPT to train it a certain way and tell it to stop feeding you back the same information and to stop rehearsing what it's saying to you, or just continue recycling the same thing over and over again. Because I've had situations where I'll ask it something and then, in another chat, I'll ask it another thing and it will actually recycle that same response. So you can make sure that you're training it to keep you on track in certain ways and use it as a productivity tool. So at the end of the day, AI, it really isn't your friend. It is you, but a sanitized version of yourself. So the question is what you are using ChatGPT to avoid as you're using it. So it's important that you're using AI to build yourself up and not break yourself down, because it could become this dangerous area that your mind retreats to when it needs feedback at any time. And you don't want to default to that. You want to make sure that when you are touching on ChatGPT and you're using it, it's for a specific purpose and you're using it with intention. And that will break you out of this need of validation from an AI, because at the end of the day, an AI is not conscious. It seems very conscious and it does a great job at pretending like it does know you and know who you are, but it's really just ones and zeros, and it knows what it knows about you because of what you've entered in the past. I offer one-on-one consulting and something I like to call an alignment call to get back on track. I have an entire system with Almost Deep that I guide individuals through to align themselves with deep structures within that help them reconnect with what's truly important to them and help redefine their interior life to create some exterior change. And I know that that could sound a bit woo-woo or up in the clouds, but it's actually a very grounded approach to being able to get back to what's important to you at the end of the day. So you'll hear me say this a lot, but that signal that you're creating from inside is very, very important in order to reconnect to these things that are important to you, right? So you don't need more prompts. You don't need to get more creative with your prompts, but you need to make sure that you're using AI and you have the intention set a specific way. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I always encourage comments to create discussion around a certain topic, but I'm curious to hear what everyone has to say about this topic, because AI is everywhere and it's growing and it seems to be here to stay. It might be in the end of the world. We'll see what happens with that one. But again, thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video.